Alright guys, the Logitech G510 gaming keyboard. Sorry the light isn't so good in this room, but I just brought it out here so that I can compare it to the G19. Now the first thing I noticed when I pulled this thing out of the package is how massive it is. It's massively wide, and the palm rest is huge as well. So here's the G19. There's a lot of similarities between the two. They both have the G keys on the left hand side, although the G510 has 18 and the G19 only has 12. Yeah, there's 3 modes, so you can basically times those G keys by 3 to how many functions you can get out of them. Okay, both keyboards have that button, that switch there, which disables the Windows keys. They both have an LCD. They both have that button that switches on and off the backlighting. And they both have the volume scroll wheel and sound mute button there. So that's the very obvious similarities in the buttons and functionality. Yeah, a lot of the applets that are for the G19, they'll all work for the G510 as well, although the G19 has a full colour LCD. And the G510 only has a monochrome LCD like the old G15. So I'll just compare the two in size. So I've got it pretty much lined up on the left hand side. As you can see, the G510 has about an extra inch over the G19. The palm rest is also quite a bit bigger, probably another 15mm size on the palm rest, although it does taper back on the left and right to pretty much the same size as the G19. I'm just going to take it into the other room now so that I can show you all of its features and functionality, and I'm also going to compare it in size to the Razer Black Widow and the Logitech G15, the old G15. Alright, so I've just got the Logitech G510 hooked up in the other room now. So here I have the old Logitech G15 gaming keyboard, and I just wanted to compare this to the G510. Because you've already seen the G19 as well. So sorry, it's a bit dusty. A lot of the same functionality, and I'd say that the G510 has kind of gone back to a few of the design features of the G15. So it's like somewhere between the G19 and the G15. So it's a fair bit wider than the G15, a bit bigger. So there you go, that's the G15, and that's a Razer Black Widow Standard Edition. So as you can see, the Black Widow is a lot smaller than the G510, not only because it doesn't have a palm rest, but it's actually, if you look at the width there, it's quite a simple keyboard, the Black Widow. Check out my other reviews on the Black Widow. It has the mechanical keys, which is a great advantage. Anyway, enough on other keyboards. Let's have a bit more of a look at the G510. I'm just going to go over some of the specifications, features and functionality. So I'll give you a look at the packaging. There's not a whole lot to see, but most of that I've already talked about. You can just pause this if you'd like to read it. Monochrome LCD, customizable backlighting, integrated USB audio. I'll show you that in a minute. It's quite a cool feature. 18 programmable G keys, times 3 because there's 3 modes equals 54 unique functions. Full speed USB, it's 500 Hz, 2 millisecond report rate, and also the disable the Windows keys function. So yeah, I've already had a bit of a look at this when I was comparing it to the G19, but I'll just go over it quickly again. All the G keys, mode buttons, that's the Windows keys on-off switch. Now this is the mute button for the microphone and audio, and there's a microphone and audio jack here. Now this does not have extra plugs. As you can see, there's only one cable coming out the back of this keyboard. The microphone and audio jacks actually work through the USB cable, so there's only one USB cable, which is excellent because most other designs like the Black Widow Ultimate have the 2 extra cables for the audio and microphone jacks, which is, it's a bit annoying. So that just turns on and off the backlighting and media keys, mute and volume. So when you use this volume scroll wheel, it comes up here on the LCD display, the volume level. Sorry, I'm just going to get that light out of. It's a little bit better. Not really. So this is there's a fair bit of support out there for the Logitech LCD screen keyboards, the G15, the G19, and now the G510. As I've shown you, they all have these little LCD screens, and yeah, quite a few games support this LCD screen. They'll show part of the HUD, or maybe all of the HUD. Crysis, Bad Company 2, just to name a couple. So you'll be able to see health and ammo and things like that in the LCD, which is really cool. I remember when I was using the G19 playing Bad Company 2, and the HUD was just so incredibly detailed. You could look up your stats and everything in it. Really cool. So you just use these buttons to change through the different apps. So I'll just show you the default ones: Windows Media Player, Newsfeed, Stopwatch, CPU and RAM usage, time and date. Now this is a extra custom one. So not only do games support this, but there's a few programs out there that have support for it. One of them being Ada64. You might know it as Everest. It used to be Everest. Ada64 is the new one. The new company's taken over. So I've only got the CPU being monitored there, but Ada64 can monitor every single monitoring chip in your system. It's just awesome. It depends on the compatibility, but most systems, fan speeds, all your temperatures, your voltages. Very impressive program. If you're an overclocker, if you're running high-end systems, doing water cooling, gaming, Ada64 in my opinion is a must. It's a must-have. It's only $20 Australian, I think. I highly recommend it. That's it there actually. You can also have it running in your sidebar. Anyway, onto the software of the G510. So this is the home page of the software. So the different sections you've got down here: customize backlight color, customize LCD display, customize G keys, and that's just home. And then you've got some quick macro ability. So I'll just show you here. You can change the backlighting color, and you can change the backlight color for each mode. So all you have to do is press these mode keys then, and you can change the color. And not only that, they potentially change all the functions of these G keys. So I'll just show you some different colours. Let's go. I've just turned all colour off at the moment. Blue. Oops. I'll just turn off the light. I'll turn off all the lights for this. It's pretty dark. I don't know how well it's going to focus, but you'll get a pretty decent idea of how good the backlighting is. So that's green and red. Let's go some purple, pink. Yeah, anyway, enough of that. So basically, any colour on the colour spectrum you can set. So LCD display customization. You can just use the application button, which is this button just here, to switch to the next applet or to list running applets, and then you can use these other buttons here to change to the applet you want in the list. This is where you select your applets, so it's got a list of all the running applets, and you can just tick them or untick them. Now, G-key customization, this is the most interesting part. There's all the commands that you can assign to each of the G-keys. So they're basically just other keys on the keyboard, but you have create new command here. So you can also do all of those things. Shortcuts, a text block if you want to spam people. No, don't do that. No trolling. So yeah, this is where all the profiles go that you set up and name. So create a new profile, save it, print it. Yeah, so you can go through each of the modes here and set up, you know, all the individual functions for each mode. Alright. Yeah, you can scan for existing games here. So it will scan your system and find the games that you've got installed, and you know, if it finds certain games, it'll set up profiles for them, or you can just select them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the software, and I think we've pretty much covered everything for the keyboard too. Yeah, obviously you can remove this palm rest, and when you, I'm just going to show you the back of the keyboard as well. So that just folds down there and unclips. So I'm just going to give you a look underneath. So it's got those height adjustments. I think they have 3 different. Sorry, I'm just trying to do this with one hand. I just have to put the camera down. No, they only have one position, up or down. So 2 positions. So it's got feet on either side there. They're pretty hard plastic. Anyway, that's enough of looking at the bottom of the keyboard. Pretty boring. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.